Cooking something up.
Who that?
What's up, yo?
Not much. What are you up to?
Chilling, watching Psych.
How's the South Dakota life?
Getting fucking cold, yo.
Is it? You guys get a lot of snow?
No, we don't have hardly any snow. We got like a tiny little dusting that's, it's not stuck around, but
Bismarck and Wishick got, I think, over 10 inches of snow.
Fuck that shit. That's what I'm saying, man. Y'all, it's like when you cross the North Dakota border, it's just suddenly more snow.
Yeah.
I swear to God. Like when I used to go visit dad and stuff, like when I would drive up there, like it was like the second you cross the fucking border, the blizzard conditions always got worse. And there's always more snow.
It's like, what other reason do you need to turn around and get out of this shithole? But I mean, I'm not saying South Dakota is much better, but this place fucking kind of blows sometimes.
Like the whole thing is just like any further south that you can get, Well,
true that, but I mean, I didn't realize that Sioux Falls would like the climate and shit would change that much just from,
I know you wouldn't think so. Like you wouldn't think so, but
no.
And we're not even supposed to get that much snow this winter, they said, which is not necessarily good because it's dry as fuck, but
yeah.
But also I don't like snow anyway, so Yeah,
for sure.
But
anyway,
up?
I'm Jonny.
And I'm Haleigh. And this is Jonny Haleigh Day of Fun. So excited. Supposedly, so there's a road south of Brandon here that is called Spook Road. Like, that's supposedly supposed to be like super haunted. People see weird shit. And there's something about like, when you go one direction, you'll count like 7 bridges. And when you go back the other way, there's only 5 or something like weird like that. I don't understand if it's supposed to be like a portal time slip shit or what, but I don't know.
Are you sure it just wasn't named by an extremely racist hunter?
Jesus fuck, I hope not. I mean, it is South Dakota, so it's kind of hard to say. You can't say for sure. Not I'm pretty sure they rename because it's just at 69th Avenue, so it's like 269th. So I think they named it that because there was ghosties. But God, I hope that ain't the case because where we live, man, it is a consideration. You kind of always
around Wishick, I'd have my question. I'd have questions about it.
Yeah, shit. You gotta be concerned where we're from a little bit. Yeah. You never know. I can't say. Go ahead.
According to everybody in this state, nobody is a racist, but they say the most racist shit.
Oh God. It is one of those things, isn't it? That like, again, that Midwest nice. It just means they're not saying it to your face.
I know, no, they would never say it to your face. But sometimes it's fucking kind of concerning how just freely they say some shit around those areas.
Oh Lord! I mean, you get around some of them farmers who are 60 plus, and you be hearing some stuff, man.
Right.
I mean, different generation. And you can't. What are you gonna do? Tell them it's wrong, and they're gonna change their mind? That's not,
That's true. That's true. But like, that's kind of the weird thing about like the area I'm from, and kind of like I'm sure where you're from too. It's like not that long ago, it was fucking. If you were a black person in that town,
oh Lord,
I felt fucking bad for you.
No, honestly though, like. I remember more like racism towards Native Americans was something that like I grew up hearing a lot of shit about Native Americans or indigenous people, I mean, they talk like because I was born in Mobridge and dad was from Mobridge and like right on the other side of the river is the res. Yeah. And like, oh man, they talk so much shit about Native.
But I guess that's kind of, I mean, it's probably the same for every area except for like,
I'm Americans. Sure. No, like I'm sure, like just wherever you're at, it
was technically McLaughlin is a town right next to Mobridge, but I'm just saying, like it might not have been exactly a racial motivated thing. It might just been, you know how like towns have little rivalries.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. We had a rivalry with fucking Leola.
So it's like, yeah. So it's like
which
it
was,
might be just like a McLaughlin,
Yeah. No, that
you just go like this to everyone surrounding
I remember when we would like, oh yeah, for sure. No, I remember when we would go to fucking games and stuff when I was a cheerleader. Like if we went to games in McLaughlin, they would always be like, "Don't leave your stuff on the bus; it'll get stolen because it's the res or whatever." And I was just like, that's kind of fucking like, okay. I mean, that's what I remember. There was a lot of like, there's a lot of fucking racism towards Native Americans. I still hear it now.
Oh yeah, like there's people in Bismarck that tell me, or like my buddy and I we'd go drinking at the bars and shit, and I would just talk to people from Bismarck at the bars, fucking whatever you're out drinking, and they would tell me that how they know that it's powwow days in Bismarck is that the Cashwise is getting robbed almost every night.
Oh my god, that's awful. Of course they
chasing people through a parking lot and shit. Yeah. But it's true. I mean, to an extent, it is true.
Oh no, I know, like it happens and stuff.
The Cashwise got robbed fucking blind.
I mean, but I kind of think that was just like every Cashwise I ever knew was always in the sketch ass part of town. Like, I never knew a Cashwise that wasn't like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I used to go to Cashwise for booze because it was cheaper there. I don't remember why, but
that's where
it was on the opposite side of the road so like Hooters was on one side of 13th and it was off of the other side of 13th, kind of further back, just a little bit. There was like, God, I mean, it was fucking Lord Almighty. It was like 15 years ago more. Jesus.
That's where that African chick or whatever.
No, when you talked about that, I'm pretty sure I was like, I'm pretty sure I lived in those fucking apartment buildings. And there were some sketch ass fucking apartment buildings.
Fucking right, but goddamn did I lay some pipe in that apartment? Holy shit!
I mean, that's what it's there for. Apparently,
she told me she lives by that golf thing now. Or whatever.
There's
like a Top Golf thing in Fargo or whatever.
Yeah.
And like for some reason, like she hates my guts, but I know where she lives every time because she always calls me up and like, want to bang.
So whenever she moves, it's like, oh yeah, gotta make sure Johnny knows my address so I can call a booty call.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I know. Okay, this is the thing. She used to live off 7th, and then she moved from 7th to the apartment that you were. And then from there, she moved to these brand new apartments right next to the Top Golf thing.
Okay.
And as soon as she moved there, she called me over there just to know.
Well, she's got to make sure you know where she's at. She's just got to,
But she hates my guts. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. She doesn't want to kill me. She hates my guts. And all she wants to do is have sex with me. I don't understand. If you don't want to kill me, I don't get this scenario.
It's just murder, bang, marry. And you're the bang. That's all.
But when does it turn into a murderer?
I don't know. Be careful. You better be letting people know where you're going when you go over there, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful, yo.
Right.
Speaking of murder.
Oh yeah, that's right. Did you find any South Dakota ones?
I added some stuff to the playlist, but I'll tell you about some of the ones I found. And then I'll tell you about the most infamous one.
Infamous ones? Okay.
Yeah. So, do you want to start or should I start?
We'll go ahead.
So the big one that is like, they call him a serial killer, but I mean, technically only had 2 under, so I don't know why, but I guess serial killer. Robert Leroy Anderson. So this was in like
Robert Leroy Anderson?
Yeah, so this was in like 1996. So there was this woman who went missing. Like, I want to say she went missing in 95. Oh, what was her name? Larissa Demansky. So she goes missing, right? Nobody can find her. She's like she works at John Morrell, which is now It's the slaughterhouse in town. It was John Morrell at the time. Now you saw it from the fucking view tower at Falls Park.
I smelt it. I saw it.
Because that's what we have a view of at our beautiful Falls Park is the fucking slaughterhouse.
I thought that was so fucking stupid.
Oh, Smithfield, that's what it is now. And they're the ones that had the big COVID outbreak that we were like COVID central #1 because of their fucking shit. But anyway,
whoever zoned that idea should be fucking drug on the street and shot.
For fuck's sake. Yeah, the slaughterhouse,
let's put the fucking stinkiest fucking place in Sioux Falls right next to the thing
next to the biggest park.
It's our fucking name.
And I don't know when that fucking place was built, but in my mind, I'm like, it's not like you had to put it on the river for ships and shit.
It's not that old. You know what I mean?
It's not that old, and you can't the falls. You couldn't get stuff past the falls if you were taking some kind of big ship anyway. So
I didn't understand that. Why don't they build that shit out in that vacant land outside of Brandon?
Here's what I want to know. Why is the fucking slaughterhouse not built up north of town at the fucking where they have the penitentiary instead of fucking having our event center, our Denny Sanford event center up fucking where the penitentiary? I don't know whosoever made those decisions.
Well, I'm sure Sanford, I don't know. They were like, hey, you want a lot? You take that one.
Shit, I'm sure they probably, they own most of the area anyway. So, but anyway, Robert Leroy Anderson. So he abducted these 2 women. Okay. One of them he raped for sure. The reason that they even were able to pick him out though was legit because this woman had a 3-year-old girl at home and a a infant, I don't know, maybe I thought it was 2 years old baby.
Yeah.
This fucking 3-year-old girl was able to pick his fucking picture out of a whatever lineup of pictures.
So he raped the 3-year-old girl?
No, the mom. So he abducted the mom and took the mom from the trailer that they lived in and left the 2 kids.
That got fucking.
I know. Jeez, that was getting real dark and awful. Not that it's not already.
This took a quick turn.
That took it no. But because this 3-year-old girl could pick out his picture, that's how they found him. And they found so he was convicted. We'll just go ahead and say that because there's a whole bunch of evidence. But basically he abducted this woman, Piper Striley, and it took I think it took over a year for them to really pin him down and be able to arrest him or whatever. But they found all this evidence when they first checked him out. He had painted his truck with washable paint or something so that his car wasn't recognized. And they found duct tape in his car that had this woman's hair on it and blood and stuff. So they had plenty of evidence that he for sure did it. Well, so totally a spider hanging from my fucking ceiling. It's fine.
Are you afraid of spiders?
No, I don't have a problem with most of them. Mostly I just have those long-legged spiders. I'm cool with them. They move slow.
Jason doesn't like spiders, so I go, I'll fucking karate chop any spider I see. I don't give a shit. Oh shit.
No, I don't. I just don't like the ones that move too fast. Yeah. I don't like those ones. And the jumpy ones. I don't want to do the jumpy ones.
But there's people I'm talking those my brother, he'll just kind of stand away from it or whatever. I'll walk up with a closed fist and I'll just fucking.
You and my dad. Shit. Yeah. Dad would just smack it with his bare hand. Fucking gross, man.
This is my fucking house. You know what I'm saying?
I guess that's fair. Yeah. I get it. No, I don't want to touch it. It's gross. But yeah, it's fine though. I think it's okay.
Right.
It's not hurting nothing. Anyway, so they have all this. But they never found her body is the thing. They never found either of these women's bodies. They found the evidence in his car with the duct tape. And because of, while he was in jail awaiting trial and stuff like that and whatever, right? While they were doing their further investigation, oh Lord, this is gonna be the most worst deranged true crime podcast ever because we're not gonna be able to stay on track, but it's gonna be fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can go into like the small details and then
it'll be fine.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be crazy. Yeah, you can just say whatever, It's all good.
We're not last podcast on the left. We don't have
we'll get to it.
It's fine.
But, we're fine.
So what was it? Okay. So he was in jail, right? And of course, all serial killer type douchebags, they gotta brag. So he's bragging to his cellmate about how he did kill her or whatever. And then like he also killed this other woman, Larissa Demansky, that had been missing for a long time and they never found her body. Like, I think it was like a year or so by the time that he was arrested that she had been missing, and bragged to this guy about where he had buried her. Yeah. And so the cops were able to do like because they had been doing all kinds of searches to try to find remains and shit, right? Yep. But so now they found, because of this cellmate of his coming forward as saying because he was bragging about it, they were able to use the information from the cellmate of in prison and find what was the grave of Larissa Demansky. And like they only found parts, like there was a toe and like a toenail with some nail polish. Yeah, there was just like bone fragments. Like I think a part of her, like parts of her foot was still in a sock, and like some jewelry and some other bone fragments. Like it's not like they didn't find, like they never, or if either of the women found full bodies. They only had, like, for the one woman they just had the duct tape, and for the other woman they just had these bone fragments and her belongings and like clothing bits that were in this, like what was obviously used to be a grave that they like. So the way they talked about it on the video I watched, they made it sound like the cops at the time thought that he had gone back to the grave and dug her out, and like they never said it. So they never said it in the video that I put on YouTube, and I gotta try to find it. But like, so my aunt Charlotte, who I talked about, her husband is the one who evaluated this guy for trial because he was a neuropsychologist. Like I don't know if it came out in the trial or if it was like the rumor or whatever started. But she grew up at, like, she's always lived in Sioux Falls like her whole life. So basically, I don't know if they ever like actually came out as fact or was proven. I don't know if it's just a rumor mill, but basically these two women worked with this guy at John Morrell at the slaughterhouse. This is how he found them, basically. And the rumor mill thing that I'm not sure was actually corroborated or confirmed or whatever is that he ground them up in the machines at John Morrell into the meat, and that's why they never found any bodies, because he fucking ground them up. So like, think about that next time you're at the supermarket buying food. Getting yourself some hot dogs and sausage.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So did he attack them there?
No, so they were both duct taped, and he took them so his truck had some kind of fucking weird like board mounted in the back that he had them like attached to or whatever. So he took them somewhere else. But like he duct taped her when the one woman when he and supposedly he said to the cellmate too that the only reason the kids were alive is because he thought they wouldn't be able to identify him because they were too young. But that 3-year-old girl picked him out. And identified him, and like they evaluated the 3-year-old too to make sure that the 3-year-old could, like, by the time they went to trial she was 4, but they evaluated her and they let her testify because she saw him abduct her mom and tape her up and take her in the back of his truck, and so he's in jail forever, and those ladies probably got ground up into meat grinder.
So what was his motivation to do this? Or was he just a psychopath?
I don't, they had some testimony from like someone who knew him that I thought was like, because you have to watch this video. Like they had this testimony from him that he would talk about, how he would abduct a woman and duct tape her and like rape her and then kill her. And then like this whole thing. And I'm like, you're just fucking hanging out with a guy that talks like that, and you don't like report that to somebody, or like nobody just decides to like maybe tell a manager or somebody like, hey, somebody needs to check this dude. But But there was he and like this guy never talked in the video. Like I'd have to check and see if he's because this was back in the 90s. So I don't know if since then, but like never talked about it. There was never really a psychological thing done on or, reported on for him for like why he would have done it.
Yeah. The one crime, I just thought of it and I forgot to mention it. And it's kind of from North Dakota? Yeah. And it's shame on me because it was a big fucking deal. Do you remember the Drew Shadeen case?
Oh, that sounds familiar. Why does that sound so familiar? That happened when we were like in high school or middle school, didn't it?
It was in the 90s, I think. Yeah. Like the late 90s.
Shit, now I gotta look that sounds so familiar.
Drew Shadeen was a UND student that got abducted out of a shopping center like parking lot by a guy named like Alfonso Rodriguez, I think his name was.
Okay.
And basically he killed her and buried her under like snow, like threw a jacket over her and then buried her under snow. And that's what they found her in Minnesota, I believe. But that was a big fucking crime. Like
abducted from Grand Forks. Yeah.
Grand Forks. I think it was like the JCPenney parking lot or something, or the mall parking lot.
Yeah.
And she was on the phone.
It was in a mall. Yeah.
She was on the phone at the time with her boyfriend when she got abducted.
The fuck, man. Mm-hmm. And this guy just looks like a classic Alfonso Rodriguez Jr.
Yeah, there you go.
He looks like a fucking.
Yeah.
He looks like a classic fucking villain, yo.
Yeah, like I remember when I was super. Like I don't know how young. I don't know what year was it?
So it's 2003. Yeah, so I was in high school.
2003. Okay.
November 22nd, 2003.
Okay.
Yeah, shit. I remember that because I remember when they were looking for her.
Yep. And they found her like in a ditch or something, buried under snow because it was the winter. And I don't know if he like raped her and killed her, but he I think he strangled her or stabbed her and then buried her.
He was previously pled guilty to rape and was convicted multiple times for rape. See, this is one of the things that makes me upset. If you have somebody who is convicted on more than one time for rape, you need to just keep them in jail forever because they're going to go to murder. They're going to shift into murder.
Well,
when do they not? They always do. It escalates.
Have you watched that fucking Jeffrey Dahmer show?
I haven't watched the series, but I'm very familiar with like I've read that, like we talked about my friend Dahmer and
it shows how fucking incompetent those cops were. Holy shit.
They gave the one kid back to him.
Yeah.
Fucking shit. Like, oh yeah, this kid ran away. Must belong to oh my god. Yeah.
But did you watch the Savannah Gray one, right?
Dude, that
shows how fucking incompetent the Fargo police are sometimes.
So
it's fucking ridiculous.
Okay, you tell that one.
Well, Savannah Gray one, I can't remember how old she was. She was super young.
I think she was only 22.
Yeah, but like she was pregnant and her boyfriend. She was from, I believe, was she from Minnesota?
I don't remember where they were from. They were in Fargo.
From like she came off of she was native and she came off of a reservation and then she moved here and her boyfriend that they were having a kid together. Her boyfriend, I think, worked construction, so he's gone, and she lived with her parents.
Yeah,
and she was pregnant, and she had this crazy couple that lived in this apartment building with it, and like I guess they would talk to her every once in a while, and I guess they would like try to like get her to come over and smoke weed, and she was like clearly pregnant.
Yeah, that's what I remember. Like they tried to get her to, and it's like, and she's like she's like 8 months pregnant, and they're asking her to come smoke weed, and it's like she's a young girl who's super pregnant who lives with her parents, and you're trying to get her to come smoke weed with you.
Yeah. Eventually, I think, what did she call her up to do? Like try on a dress or something? Yeah, like
said that she was saying that she was sewing a dress and needed a model for the dress. Which, immediately when I heard that, I'm like, how did like, are you like fat that you need a pregnant girl to try on a dress? Like that's gotta like how does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, she went up there and what did she do? Did she strangle her? I'm sorry, I haven't watched this in a while. I can't really remember all the details, but
well, so I watched the video you put on YouTube.
Yeah.
So like a week before she went missing is when they tried to get her to come smoke weed with her.
Yep.
And then they must have had they had each other's numbers or stuff because she called her, this Brooke lady, called her to come up to try on this dress or whatever. And she's like up there for a really long time. And I want to say like her mom went out to run some errands and came back and she still wasn't back. And she's like, what the hell? Yep. So she called and she's like, oh yeah, we're almost done. We're just whatever. And then she still wasn't. Yeah, their dad went upstairs and knocked on the door and they were like, oh, she left a while ago. She left right after, and now, after she talked to her or, we're supposed to call her mom or whatever. And so she just was like missing for, like they were doing a search for her for a couple of days.
Yeah, she basically they called the cops and the cops just went, didn't they just go to the door and talk to her first of all? Like they didn't really.
No, they did go inside and look around. But was it that same day? I can't remember if it was.
Yeah.
The cops went and searched that apartment 3 fucking times.
Yeah.
Basically.
I remember
they told the cops where, that's where she last was. So they had to go to them. So like they did search like 3 times. But then they had in the video and some of the testimony and like when the boyfriend was talking to the cops. So basically like she can't like she went up there, this lady fucking I tried to strangle her or something, but like hit her head on the sink and she was knocked unconscious and then started to fucking cut her open to cut out her baby. And she woke up during it. And so she yelled at the boyfriend. And so the boyfriend, I think did the boyfriend strangle her?
I think so.
And to kill her. And they took out the baby and they put her into like a dresser or something.
Yeah, they I remember like the detail that always hung with me was the baby was in the apartment.
The whole time, all 3 times the cops searched and they just never fucking noticed the baby.
They didn't hear it, they didn't see it. They had a fucking search warrant.
They were even before they had any kind of search warrant, they were in there. And the boyfriend, said to the cops,
don't touch that pile of clothes over there. There's nothing in there. No.
But I'm saying, like, because that's what they said in the video. He's like, the baby was right there. They're like, the baby was right there all 3 times. Yeah. He's like, yeah. Like, how'd you stop her from crying? And he's like, oh, she's just a really good baby.
She was just a good baby.
Well, yeah, she was prematurely fucking cut out of the womb. Like, Jesus. Yeah. I wonder if she was maybe medically not capable of screaming yet, because who knows what.
Yeah. And then I remember the thing about he had to borrow like a truck or something from his work.
Yes.
And then he told them because he just had a baby.
Yes, that was how they were like, what?
He never mentioned that he was having a kid or anything.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Suddenly they have a baby. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. But when they went to interview the boss, even though they searched 3 times, it was when they went to interview the boss who lent him the truck. Yep. And the boss said something about the baby. That was when they first put it together. Yep. Are you fucking serious?
I remember they used his boss's truck to get rid of her also, didn't they? Because they didn't want their car on camera anywhere.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Because I want to say he used the truck to dump
the body, I think.
Yeah,
right?
To dump her in the river because they eventually found her in the river.
What a fucking place to be dumped. The Red River.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, fucking A, man.
Munched on by fucking snapping turtles for 2 days.
Yeah, after you've been fucking had your belly cut open and your baby taken out, and Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Like, what a fucking brutal ugly ass fucking way to go. And she's only 22. I mean, the baby survived, and it's like, okay, that's good. Like, can you just imagine that fucking boyfriend though? You're now a single dad because your girlfriend's been straight fucking murdered.
Yeah.
Like, how do you like that shit? Jesus, man.
I tell people it's so weird. The Red River sometimes, like, I tell people it's a graveyard and it's a junkyard. You know what I mean? Because that's where fucking cars get dumped and that's where bodies get dumped.
That's fuck. I don't know if
you imagine?
You remember that, or maybe you would. I was in college when it happened. When I was in college, there was like, I want to say I was a sophomore or a junior when they they put in place some kind of alcohol class that freshmen had. Like, I missed it by like a year or two, that I didn't have to take this like alcohol class that became mandatory because this kid who was like a freshman like got drunk doing shots with somebody or whatever. I don't remember if it's his 21st birthday, and maybe he was, I don't know. But basically, he like got drunk, wandered into the Red River and drowned. And they pulled his, and like after this kid drowned in the fucking Red River, they made everybody had to take this alcohol class.
Yeah. Well, did you ever hear about there was this kid that grew up in my hometown. I used to babysit this kid. Like, this kid, Jason and I, we used to babysit this kid from Wishick, right? Okay. He would basically like Jason and I, we'd walk to remember, the Sinclair station in Wishick? Mm-hmm. The Kurtz. Yeah. We'd go there and like rent a movie or something, and we'd be walking home. And we'd pass my teacher's place. And sometimes my teacher would want to go out to the bar or something like that, you know what I mean? So he'd call us over to his, he would just, we were friends with him and shit. Like, we were friendly with him, you know what I mean? He was cool with us, we were cool to him. And he would just ask us, he'd be like, you guys want to make some money and babysit tonight? Because he wanted to go out to the bar. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he'd be like, I'll give you each so-and-so, just fucking watch him. And, just fucking, he said, I think we just walked them home or whatever, whenever they got home. So they didn't have to come pick them up. They just walked home. But like, he was a cool kid. Like, all we would do is we would just sit in the basement and watch South Park with him. He wasn't that young, and neither were we. We were probably 14, 15 years old, and he was probably, I don't know, he's probably 11, 12, 10, something like that. But whatever, he's just, his stepdad just said, just fucking tell you. He's like, you guys would watch South Park or watch movies or whatever, so fuck it, we watch South Park with him. But yeah, like, that kid, he ended up going to college, I think. I think he was either going to college or he just lived in Wapaton. Okay. And do you remember hearing about, there was some kids that, like, not kids, but like teenager, like, 20s, maybe 19 to 20. Okay. There was a group of kids that basically got this kid in a car, and I guess he was like a narc or something like that, and they got him in the car and they like stabbed him. Oh, holy shit. No, I don't know that. Like, he got out of the car, I guess, and like, he was stabbed, but he got out of the car and he was able to like run away or whatever, Okay. And he got picked, and it was like during a fucking nasty fucking day in the winter. Oh, Jesus. And he was like running down a road with like out a coat on and shit, you know what I mean? And he got picked up by a plow, like one of the state plow guys. Yeah, shit. They picked him up, and then he got convicted of. I can't remember what all happened, but basically they like tried to stab him up in their car because he narked him out. Something like that. It was either a narc him out or he didn't. I think it had something to do with drugs. Okay. And it was either something wasn't paid or he was a narc or something like that. I can't remember. His name was Chosy Schumacher. So he didn't survive the stabbings? Then? It is. It still is. But I'm just saying, like, So maybe we shouldn't. I'm just saying, if you want to search for it, it's just type in Wapaton, North Dakota. Oh, I was gonna say, you'll find it. We'll bleep out the name. It's public. It's public information, so whatever.
Well, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, but 18. That kid, I used to babysit that kid. Man. And don't fucking look at me. I didn't, you know what I mean?
You didn't teach him at doing drugs.
Yeah. No, but no. It's like, I don't know. He was a good kid. I think he just fell into the wrong crowd. You know what I mean? It happens.
Attempted murder. So he attempted to murder somebody else with this other person.
Yeah. Okay. It was like two people trying. One person was like
originally aggravated assault, but then it was.
Basically, what happened was he was in the backseat, or he was driving, and his friend was in the backseat, or vice versa. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then the guy was in the front passenger seat. The guy in the backseat reached up and grabbed him, and then the guy in the fucking driver's seat stabbed him.
Okay.
So they tried to hold him in the seat and stab him.
I mean, shit, it looks like they were all 18, 19, 20 years old. It's like, Jesus, come on, people.
But drugs were involved. It was something to do with drugs. And you know what? I saw him like I don't know if I saw him before or after this happened, but I mean, he still seemed like a good kid. It's just, I just think he fucking fell into the wrong crowd, man. It happens.
I guess.
I mean, I didn't know him on a personal level, but you know what I mean? Like, when I would see him,
I mean, you know, it is that thing about like, Jesus, you know?
Yeah.
If you're all like in 18, 19, 20, and if there were like hard drugs involved, you know, shit. I mean, people.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you got to do some dumb shit when you're young, but don't make that dumb shit be stabbing people.
Yeah, but yeah, I figured that was an interesting one to drop on you because I used to babysit that kid.
That is amazing. How do you feel? We're going to talk about local murders and you forget you used to babysit a kid that was charged with attempted. I mean, listen, you know, when you're young too, it's like, it's not the same thing as a serial rapist situation where it's like, you have opportunity to grow and whatever, but somebody who's a serial rapist, they're going to become a murderer.
I still look at it like, he just fell into the wrong crowd. He fucked up. You know what I mean?
And again, you know,
I don't think much changed. Like, he still is kind of like, I don't know.
You're kind of still a kid, even when you're like, you know, 23 and below. I think, you know, you're still kind of a kid.
Yeah. But last I heard, I think he got arrested in like Mandan or Bismarck. So yeah.
Oh, damn what it! Come on, man. Shit. You know, that is kind of a hard thing too, though, because if you get, when you have some kind of conviction or something on your record, it's a bitch to try to function in the world, get a fucking job, a place to live, and you know.
Yeah. One of my friends in high school, you can look this up. It happened in Colorado. I'm just saying.
Do you just have in your back pocket that like, I actually personally know somebody? Well, we're on the subject of true crime.
He was from Philadelphia.
Okay.
And then he ended up coming to live with his uncle that happened to live in Wishick.
Okay.
He was like, his uncle was married.
So kind of like a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Fresh Prince of Wishick.
I mean, let's be honest. He didn't go without. You know what I mean? They had money.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right.
And he was, I don't know, he was a little thug. You know what I'm saying? Like he was from Philly, and he always wore blue. He said, "I'm a Crip motherfucker." You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
I had to laugh so fucking hard.
I was gonna say you can't come into the Dakotas and do that shit and have people take.
I thought it was hilarious. I fucking just laugh at him like, shut the fuck up.
And then show him the Crips and Bloods episode of South Park.
Yeah. Every time he would like drive, every time we would drive by him, like in our car, we'd always throw up our fucking hands and do this shit.
Oh, keep pretending like you're doing a sign or whatever. Oh my God.
He'd be just like, fuck you. But anyway.
What?
Yeah, he I think he was there for like a summer or maybe like a whole year.
Okay.
It wasn't long. He wasn't there long, but he ended up getting murdered in Colorado.
Fuck shit.
It was in a suburb of Denver, I think.
Okay.
His name is Andrew Aguilar. I'm sorry, there's a lot of typing going on.
Yeah, geez. Colorado.
Hey, you know how this mind works. I told you.
I know Domino's.
I would just type in Andrew Aguilar Denver murder.
Shot and killed.
Yeah, yep, that's it. Well, he was shot.
Only 24. Shit.
Yeah, he was young. He was young. I think
yeah.
He got shot. Yeah, I think he was the same age as I was. Like
says when he was born in 88. When we hung out.
Oh yeah, yep. We were the same age. So yeah, he died. He got killed when I was 24.
Jeez.
Yeah. But yeah, I hung out with that kid for like a whole fucking summer.
Survived by 2 sons. He had 2 sons by that time.
That I didn't know. I mean, he probably,
maybe was. Who knows? I don't know what. Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, he's cripping in the clouds.
He was killed by a chick.
What?
He was killed by a chick.
Yeah.
Monica Marilyn Mays, MMM.
Fucking cripping in the clouds now.
I guess. Holy fucking shit. You must have pissed off a baby mama or something. I don't know. It doesn't say, but look at you. Look at you, just tied to all kind of true crime.
Oh, did I send you the true crime podcast from my hometown? Okay.
I didn't listen to it yet. I don't remember if you texted it to me because I went and watched the videos on the YouTube first.
I'll just say it on here, if somebody's listening.
What's up? Of course they're listening. We have magnificent, wonderful listeners already, and we thank them all for emailing us and sending us their loves.
Interested in looking it up.
Yes.
It's called the Dakota Spotlight podcast.
Spotlight, yeah.
And it is season 6. It's seasons. It's like 6 to 8 episodes, maybe 6 to 10 episodes of this crime.
Okay.
And it's like 10 hours of.
That's a lot. Shit.
Yeah. And it's like, it's fucking, if you hate a fucking just a ham and egger fucking accent from North Dakota, you're going to hate it. You're going to absolutely hate it. But it is an all right
I'm going to say, go listen to it because maybe everybody needs to get themselves a little bit more familiarized with the Dakota accent.
Yeah. But that's the thing, too. If I try to explain this crime, I'm going to, it's going to be, I wasn't alive back then. Oh, I was alive back then, but I was super young. You know what I mean? I was
give us the broad strokes. What's the broad outline?
It's something about, there's this family from Wishick that they had a daughter that was kind of like a black sheep, I guess. And
I know how that
she moved some, like I guess she ended up having meeting a guy and having kids in Wishick, and then she decided she was gonna move, and she moved to Minnesota, and then she met a guy there, and for some reason they were gonna come get her stuff or something like that, or come get her kids from Wishick. Yeah.
Okay.
Her name, I can't remember her fucking name. Her last name was Dee Dee, I think, or that's the name she married. The guy she married, his last name is Dee Dee.
Okay.
So I think it was Heather, not Heather Dee Dee. I don't know. It was something Dee Dee.
Kristen Dee Dee and Bob Anderson.
Yep. Yeah. There you go.
Vanished from a tiny North Dakota town.
Yep. But those 2 people, they were killed. They were on their way to Aberdeen from Wishick.
Okay.
They left Wishick. I think they said they either left their farm or they didn't. But if they did, they disappeared in between Wishick and Aberdeen, or they disappeared on a Wishick farm. Somewhere along the line from a Wishick farm to Aberdeen, they disappeared.
Nobody is convicted of murder. They're just forever gone.
It's a cold case. It's a cold case to this day. and it will never be solved because half the people that were involved are already dead. So it'll never be solved. Unless they find a body, it'll never be solved. Listen to the podcast.
Oh, I was gonna say,
most of those people are fucking dead. They're old as shit back then. Because like the podcast, there's interview.
Yeah, 30-year-old
from Wishick.
Yeah.
There's like interviews.
Well, you gotta ask your mom about this shit. Like she was around.
Think she knew about it. I don't know if she did. I not too many like on the podcast. They asked the guy that owns the bar, one of the guys that owns the bar, and he never heard about it, and he was like in high school and shit like around that time, and he said he never heard of it. Like it wasn't. That's the fucking weird thing about it. It was not
gonna listen to this. Well, that's kind of weird.
Hold on. It was not talked about in Wishick, and it was also not publicized in the paper. That's the weird thing about it.
Even though she was a Wishick resident.
Haleigh, listen to the podcast.
I will listen, but here's the thing. Was there some corrupt shit going on?
I don't think it was corruption. I just don't think I don't know if anyone knew about it. I think they called and reported her missing to somebody, and I don't think she was reported missing. I can't remember all the details.
Maybe one of those kind of like assumed she ran off with some other dude kind of thing?
Kinda. I think they just assumed they left.
And they never have been
ever again.
Never have been found. That's fucking crazy.
But I think that's what happened. I think they just assumed they left.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you though. Shit. If you're gonna get away with murder disposing of a body, I guess the Dakotas is the place to do it. We got a lot of space that ain't nobody looking in.
Yeah.
Not that we encourage that type of behavior.
Yeah.
We do not.
Well, the guy
don't come for us, bro, because we could dispose of you, no problem. No, I shouldn't. Get incriminate myself.
The guy that possibly did this with her ex-husband is like, he's a fucking creep. Like I knew about him when I was a kid. He still lived in Wishick. Like the person. So the
guy still lives in Wishick, and it's not like a rumor mill thing of like,
he lived in Wishick till the day he died.
Oh, he's dead now?
Yeah, he's dead.
Shit.
He had one fucking hand.
Okay.
One of his hands got cut off. Don't ask me how. This is what I was told, but who fucking knows? Somebody told me he was trying to cut sheet rubber with a chainsaw and cut his hand off.
Okay.
I don't know if it's true or not, but he's also the person. Okay. His wife, his child, and his granddaughter were. Did you ever see the family of the midgets in Wishick? Did you ever see those people?
No.
You've never seen those people?
No.
Okay. Anyway, supposedly he had. Okay, him and his wife had kids.
Okay.
And then supposedly he had kids with his daughter. And then supposedly he had kids with his granddaughter.
Gross.
So they were like just some big inbred family. And that's the family that was involved. That's the family that was involved with this, I guess.
And see, now that's a whole sinister, like, what if they, like, she was trying to escape all the incest and they killed her and her dude for it? That's some fucking...
No. I don't think, well, I think there was abuse. Like in that podcast, they do talk about like abuse in the family. So there was, but like the thing about it is,
she was trying to escape it, and she got offed.
I think she just did what everyone wants to do and wish it. Get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Because some people want to stay,
but
some people want to stay, and some people want to fucking leave. And she wanted to fucking leave. You know what I mean? But that's why they said she was like somewhat of a black sheep because she didn't I don't know. It was something about like she wanted to get out and do something
she didn't want to live in a small town forever, and she wasn't content with like abuse going on in her family. What a horrible black sheep bitch. Jesus. I mean, come on, people.
But some people But some people, like back then, people would probably look at that as a negative because in small town Wishick, if that's all
Okay,
you
but like,
know,
here's what I'm saying though. Like, but nobody knew anything about this shit going on or did anything about it. Like, because again, like in a small
this
town
case,
too. Yeah.
half the people don't have no. Half
They
the
don't.
people in that town had no idea because, like I said, there was no reporting on it because they just assumed they left.
That's just so
That's how
crazy to me.
fucked it is.
Like,
It's a fucked up situation. Like, listen to that
it makes
podcast.
no sense because it's so completely opposite to what I would assume. Because like every small town that I know is like everybody knows everybody's fucking business, and like
There was a guy. There was a guy in Wishick after I left. I think it was like right before I left Wishick or right after I left. But there was a guy. I told you about the auctioneer in fucking Harriet.
remind me, what was it?
I can't remember his name, but he was an auctioneer at the Harriet Livestock.
Oh, was
Market.
he the oil, not the oil field killings? No, he was the guy that beat that dude on his porch.
Yeah, that happened in Wishick.
And nobody talks about it. Like, what the hell? Like,
oh, that was a big deal. Like, he got charged with murder. Like, or something. He's going to. I
just don't understand. Like, if there's this family that's got this incest and fucked up shit going on, and this bitch goes missing, I just can't understand how that's not
the weird
on
thing
fire
about
in the rumor mill.
But the weird thing about it is, everyone in that town knew about it. I'm pretty sure. No one did anything. Like, no one did anything about it because I just. A lot of people in Wishick just fucking, I don't want to get into people's business. You know what I'm saying?
I know,
like fuck you.
I don't know, man. If you know that he's having kids with his own, you gotta get in. You gotta call the authorities to get into that business. I'm sorry.
That family was fucked up. Like, I'm telling you, just listen to that podcast and it'll tell you about that family. Like that family, it tells you about that.
Do they still live there?
Some of them, yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure some of them do. A lot of them don't live there anymore. Like a lot of the people that were alive. Yeah. I don't think a lot of them live there anymore. But to be honest, like, who fucking knows? I haven't been in the loop in Wishick in a long time.
No, I get that, but I just feel like, man,
like his granddaughter, she lives in Bismarck, I believe. I know this because I was sent her mugshot after she got arrested.
Oh, very nice.
And her name is, well, I won't say your name.
People can.
I'll tell you when we're done recording.
Go on to the podcast and they can figure it out. But shit, man, that just seems so crazy to me because I just always assume that in a small town kind of situation, everybody knows everybody's business, or there's some fucking rumors going around. Like if some shit like that was going down and there was a possibility of people, just bonkers to me. It's bonkers.
But it was kind of a weird situation too because she didn't really announce that they were coming.
So not a lot of people knew that she was even in the.
Well, because they wanted to go get these things without people knowing. So.
Yeah, but that just sounds like she's trying to escape a cult.
It's not far from it. Like I said, that podcast, it's not far from it.
Man, that's upsetting. That's upsetting.
But she basically showed up, and I guess like the whole fucking family was there. So it didn't go as planned.
So it sounds very like Scientology, you can't leave or you die kind of thing.
No, they just looked at her as a big negative because she wanted to get out and experience.
I'm saying it does. It sounds like a fucking cult situation.
In some ways, it kind of was. Like their father was like the dude that was supposedly like involved.
Yeah,
he was kind of like a. In the podcast, they say he was a very my way or the highway kind of father. Whoa. So it's my way or get the fuck out kind of thing. And to be honest, in 1991 in Wisnik, I don't think that would be uncommon for people to say that to their kids.
That's like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I feel like that's too.
It was a different world not that long ago.
I know. Jeez, man. It makes you feel kind of old sometimes when you think how things have changed so much since you were a kid.
We are fucking old.
We are not old. Fuck off. I'm not old, god damn it.
Nah.
Well, that's fucking crazy. What?
I'm not old either.
We're not old. Time just moves faster than it did when we were kids. That's all.
Right.
That's what it is. So, okay, the other one?
A little bit more with physical activity.
Huh?
I said the heart just flutters a little bit more with physical activity. That's just it.
Jesus, man.
Sometimes I walk up my stairs and I'm like, you fat fuck, you need to get on a goddamn treadmill.
Oh Lord, I've never been able to go up and down stairs for a while. Don't even start with that.
That's one thing that I always do though.
What?
Like I'm not a fucking escalator guy and I'm not an elevator guy. I just don't. I'd rather take the stairs. I'll just walk up a fucking flight of stairs.
No, I will always take a fucking escalator or an elevator because I'm a lazy bitch.
No, me. I'll take the stairs right next to you while you up the escalator.
I know, and you know what? I'll just talk at you the whole time and be like, look at how I'm going the same fast as you.
Right.
Love it. Where was I at? Hold on.
But yeah, like this.
So
wait. Okay, good.
No, I was gonna go to my next one.
Oh, okay. But no, I was gonna just end on supposedly from Wisnik to Aberdeen.
They disappeared.
That stretch of road.
There's a lot of empty space out there, man.
People don't like if you've never been in that area, you have no fucking idea the needle of a haystack situation.
No fucking shit, man.
I could put them a mile outside of Wisnik. I could put them in a rock pile a mile outside of Wisnik, and good fucking luck. You know what I mean?
No, you'd be fine. Listen, it
150
is like
miles. 100 miles.
Like I'm not. Listen, when you get to going that way, I have been in situations twice where I've like missed the turn to go to fucking Wisnik, and you're like 20 miles out of your way before you realize it because everything looks the same, you know.
It's fucking desolate.
Yeah, and there's no fucking cell phone service, so your GPS is not any goddamn use to you whatsoever.
Yeah. You know what? One of my favorite things ever to do is sometimes I like to drive to Wisnik. Like sometimes I would drive there like late at night.
Yeah.
Like sometimes if I was gonna leave in the morning, sometimes I'd just like fuck it and I just pack my stuff and I'd leave at like 10 o'clock at night, right? Or like 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And if there's a clear sky in a full moon, driving on those fucking out. Oh, it's so awesome.
Forever. You can see forever.
That's one thing you don't get. That's one thing you don't get in Fargo and Sioux Falls. You don't get a fucking night sky like you do.
Oh, I know it. And we're going to have to talk about UFOs sometimes because let me tell you what, I have always thought with all the open space in North Dakota and how little North Dakota and South Dakota and like how we have such rural empty areas. I'm like, how are there not more people seeing more UFOs? Why the UFOs aren't coming over onto the Dakotas? We got all kind of open space.
Well, I've heard of one report of UFOs in North Dakota, like from kind of around my area.
No, there was one in Fargo, Gorman, Lieutenant Gorman.
I don't remember that. Like, the one I'm thinking of is there was just a guy that lived in a town called Tappan.
Okay.
Tappan, North Dakota.
Okay.
And apparently he saw a flying saucer and all that shit.
No, there was a military lieutenant back in the day. I want to say it was maybe in the 80s, maybe a little earlier. Yeah. Gorman was his name.
Okay.
You can look it up, but he was like flying because he was in the on the military base in Fargo, and they were doing like whatever routine kind of night training exercises with jets or whatever. And he saw God, I don't remember. I'm gonna have to look up this story. I remember his name though, but fucking Lieutenant Gorman, and it was from the Fargo, North Dakota fucking Air Force Base, and he has a report that his fucking UFO sighting that he saw while he was flying a plane is part of Project Blue Book, the fucking government investigation, the quote unquote official government investigation, Project Blue Book, into fucking UFO fucking sightings and shit. Like he was one of the his was one of the testimonies from that they collected from around the country for that fucking investigation they did, Project Blue Book.
Okay. Well, hold on. It would have to be Grand Forks.
Yes. No, you're correct.
I was going to say Fargo does not have an Air Force.
No, you're correct. Grand Forks. No, you're right. Yeah. You're right. Grand Forks, Lieutenant Gorman.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah. He it was in Project Blue Book, and I've listened to that on Audible. That's how I know about it. Yeah, check it out. We'll do it. We should do a UFO episode, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking UFO.
We could do
love
have
aliens.
you been watching on Netflix? Have you been watching it's called something curiosities?
No. What?
It's a collection of hour-long movies, and they're all horror.
Okay.
Horror, kind of horror sci-fi movies.
Okay.
And they're all directed by different horror and sci-fi directors.
Okay.
The guy that produced the whole series is the guy that directed Pan's Labyrinth. Do you remember that?
Okay.
Have you ever seen that? Or no?
I think
Well, I mean, you may
forever long ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's all in Spanish, I think. So it's you gotta read subtitles and shit. But it's a fucked up movie. It's pretty cool.
I saw a long time ago.
Yeah, but he produced it, and then it's just there's some big actors in it too. There's Kristen
and it's all centered around paranormal weird shit.
Yeah. It's all horror or something, or it's sci-fi or horror.
Sci-fi. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. There's a cool one about grave robbing. It's really cool.
There's a cool one about.
It's fucking cool. It's probably my favorite one so far. This guy, he's grave robbing stuff, and then it ends up to be these huge mice that burrow under or whatever, and then he falls in their tunnels.
Oh, that sounds like. I don't know if you've ever read the Necronomicon, H.P. Lovecraft. He's
it is an H.P. It is an H.P. Lovecraft.
Yes, I was gonna say I know that one. I was totally because it's I have that on Audible too. The Necronomicon.
But he basically goes in these tunnels, and he only has a lantern. It's not a light or whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes in these tunnels, and he basically crawls around and tries to get away from this huge fucking rat that's in there. and he finds a way kind of out, but basically what these rats do is they'll steal bodies out of graves through burrowing up to them, ripping a hole in them, and then pulling them out. Basically what he does is he follows a tunnel up to one of these graves, and then he's just in one of these caskets, and then the rats start going all over him, so he just gets killed. And then
I'm trying to remember. I don't no, that does sound very sounds very familiar, as because I know the H.P. Lovecraft stuff.
Yeah, and then there's one about witchcraft and witches.
Oh, and
that's got Crispin Glover in it. Do you know who that is?
I'm sure I'd know the face. I'm better.
Have you seen
better at faces?
Have you seen Willard?
Yeah.
He's the dude that.
Hold on.
The guy with the rats. Have you seen?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
He was in Back to the Future.
Yeah. Yes.
But he's in the one about the witch. There's some big fucking actors in these. It's a big budget fucking thing.
I'll have to check it out,
Yeah, check it out. But
cool.
Yeah, we were watching it. It was pretty weird. But,
I'm thinking about it, yo. I like the weird shit.
Yeah.
So that was a UFO tangent we went off on, but let's talk UFOs another episode. But anyway, where were we? Okay, I gotta tell you. So they're also in South Dakota. You would not think this would happen. Fucking contract killing. So Mary K. Ross was her name. So I gotta find it. Yeah. So this was 1995 too. Man, the 90s. Shit.
Right.
But okay.
Was driving those white people crazy.
What?
Said grunge music was driving those white people crazy.
Oh Lord. I was an angsty teen. I liked grungy music. I was a little bit of a goth kid, you know.
You would think some of those heavy flannels would stop a knife attack, though, you know.
No, not in this case, unfortunately.
I guess not.
So she was I can't remember, was she a single mother? I think she was. She had a baby. And some woman was having, like, a friend of hers was having problems with her husband and was going to come and stay with her. And the husband got pissed off, like, that she was, like, getting into the middle of their shit, basically. Yeah. And he hired 2 guys to fucking go over and kill her. Like, had them go, but, like, went to the local fucking store and bought, like, knives. They stabbed her a bunch of times with knives. I think it was like, I don't even remember how many times she was fucking stabbed. She called fucking 911 that she'd been stabbed all over, and she ended up dying. But yeah, so fucking these 2 dudes.
And this happened where?
This was in it in Sioux Falls? No. Where was this?
I was in South Dakota. Crazy.
In Sioux Falls. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in Sioux Falls. Had a 14-month-old baby in the house. She was 25 years old at the time. She got a 14-month-old baby, was just trying to help. Yeah, her friend Amy was trying to escape abusive marriage to Robert Power. Bob Power. Well, Bobby Power fucking hired 2 low-life asshole idiots to go stab this bitch because she was trying to help out, which is just fucking crazy.
Yeah. Like, well, that one that I posted on our YouTube, the oil field one.
Yeah.
That involved contract killing.
Yeah, this is so dumb. Agreed to pay the 2 contract killers a pound of methamphetamine and $10,000. And he didn't have either one.
Okay, hold on. A pound of meth and $10,000?
Yeah, is what he offered to pay them. He did not have either of them. But these dickheads went and killed her. I know. Is that the dumbest shit that you ever heard ever?
Well, I guess not really. Like, if you've ever met a meth head, meth logic, it makes sense.
I mean, I guess.
In their head, they're like, a fucking pound of meth and $10,000. You might as well say, I'm going to give you $1 billion and the key to this whole fucking city. Yeah,
I'm going to give you a golden dinosaur is what I'm going to give you.
You could tell him anything at that point, and all he's going to think is pound of meth. You know what I'm saying?
No, that makes sense. If he's
already methed the fuck out, it wouldn't take long to convince him to go kill anybody. I'll go stab that guy in the street. I'll give you.
There was a guy. So speaking of, another one of the stories that, because I talked to my uncle who did like the evaluations and stuff. He evaluated this one guy who was convicted of murder. He had this whole plot. He was on meth, and on meth came up with a plot that he was going to go to Washington, D.C. and kill President Obama at the time.
Yeah.
This was this guy's thing. Because he was on meth, and he was going to steal this woman's car because her garage door was kind of open a little bit. Went in there to go steal her car, and she was in there and caught him in the middle of it. And so he killed her.
Yeah.
But like basically all because he was on meth. Because I remember specifically, and if you knew my Uncle Mike, you would like, but he was like, yeah, he's a pretty smart kid, nice guy, just, was on drugs.
Yeah.
It's just like fucking shit.
Hey, the guy that, the two guys that I played music with in Wishing or whatever, They were just on drugs or whatever. They never were when I lived there, but when I moved away or something like that, like
I was kill
living
someone?
in part of, what?
Did they kill someone?
No, they didn't kill anyone. I'm just saying that's how you can basically say like all you would have had to tell them is pound of meth. That's it.
And then
like in their head, that's the
only thing they heard, and the rest of it was just mechanical things you have to do.
You might as well be saying treat to a dog. You got their attention.
Yeah.
You could tell them to do anything. Because in their head, like
here's the thing, I don't know anything about meth, but like
I have friends that were deep in addiction, and like,
oh geez, yeah,
I would play guitar with them.
Mm-hmm.
I can honestly say I've never done methamphetamine in my life. I have no interest.
I imagine I would just die.
I just have no interest.
No, I don't.
I see people on it, and I see what it does to people.
What people do when they're on it.
When you're high on meth, you're just sweaty and fucking awkward. You know what I mean?
Well, and apparently turn into a murderer in no time at all.
I'm just saying, if they're that deep in addiction and like psychosis is taking over, it wouldn't take much.
I just think like, that sounds like a lot. A pound of meth. I don't know how. I don't know how. Yeah, I was gonna say
that's they can't even fathom that amount. You know what I mean?
But then it's just like you're obviously in drug brain if you don't think to yourself, that's a lot of drugs for somebody to just have.
No.
It just makes sense to them.
I've met people that you could have told them that, and they're gonna think, okay, if I do this guy's got a pound of meth. Or they're gonna try to set you up to rob you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess this dude found
it's gonna go one of two ways. Either they're gonna go to your house and fucking kick your door in when you're not there and try to find whatever's there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That he didn't have.
Or they're gonna take the bait and they're gonna fucking do something because they unless they're fucking
16 times. She was stabbed 16 times.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this guy who hired them the guy who hired them has a pretty rockin' mullet, as you might anticipate.
What's with the fucking mullets?
I don't know. Don't trust it, apparently.
Everybody, hold on 1 second. This is a PSA announcement right here.
What?
All right. Stop with the fucking mullets already. It's not 1987. Megadeth didn't just drop an album. You don't look cool. If you have a fucking a bushy mustache and a mullet, what the fuck is wrong with you? You might as well just be saying, "Oh, excuse me, ma'am. As you can see, I don't need any pussy. I'm fine."
Fine, I have a pound of meth.
If I hung out with somebody and they had a mullet, I would shame them until they shaved their fucking head.
I think that's fair, though.
I would hand them a pair of scissors and I'd be like, just do it. Just get it over with.
Like, what are you doing?
Just cut that back shit. Just give yourself that Auschwitz haircut. Just get it over with.
Just do it. You can't be walking around with that hairstyle.
But what the fuck? Like, shame on these hairdressers too. You should have a tattoo artist mentality. When somebody comes in to get a mullet,
if you're coming in for like a horrible idea, yeah, I think that's fair.
What the fuck is wrong with you, a mullet? What are you gonna go see Footloose later? You fucking blowjob.
Oh my god! No, he's gonna go offer $10,000 and a pound of meth to stab some lady.
I'm gonna grab my jean jacket and go listen to Kill 'Em All, bow. Fucking jerk off. I hate mullets. I fucking hate them.
Well, this one went to jail, so you can feel good about that. Him and all the other conspirators.
I mean, he's been suffering a long time if he's had a mullet, so I don't think jail's gonna top the suffering. He's
already life is already a pile of shit.
You walk in a public place with a mullet, a bushy mustache, and those stupid fucking 80s blade, like you know what I mean? Those stupid fucking sunglasses. Like those 80s style sunglasses.
Is there a mulleted person in your past that upset you very much?
No. I just think it's a dumb look. It's never been cool.
No, I don't. I don't understand that look either, and I can't
what
understand.
The fuck?
Like, it's not like it's functional in any way. Because
like, what did you YouTube watermelon crawl and say? That's a fucking look.
Here's the thing I wonder.
Billy Ray Cyrus, get the fuck out of here.
If you have a mullet, isn't that like the dumbest hair washing situation in the shower ever? Do you know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, you have to feel every. Like, hold on.
I don't know. I mean, listen, it's a bitch enough for me to wash my hair, and I got it all over.
Yeah, well, that's a good point you bring up. So you have to wash that hair. You have to feel like how much of a pathetic loser you are every fucking day. And if you have a rat tail, you should just fucking punch yourself in the fucking nose right now out of principle. You really should.
I don't understand that either. Like
a rat tail. How fucking white trash are you? If somebody has a rat tail out there, you are white fucking trash. You know what I'm saying?
Again, like, so here's my immediate thought with a rat tail is like, I have just regular ass hair, and if one hair is out of place, like in the wrong way on my face or on my neck, I like freak out and think there's a bug. What do you like if you just have that tiny little bit of hair tickling your neck all the motherfucking time? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I don't understand it. And also how as a hairdresser, that is a fair point. Like, when you're cutting a person's hair who has a rat tail,
right?
Like, how easy would it be to just zoop? Nope, sorry, you're done with that now. We don't do that.
I wouldn't
anymore.
do it. Like, I wouldn't do it. If I had a barber shop and they came in with that mullet, fuck that. Go down the street with that bullshit.
You're not allowed here unless you're asking us to shave it off. You're out.
I just wouldn't do it out of principle. I'm not going to send you out that fucking door looking dumb. Nah.
I want people to keep coming back to my business. I can't send you out there telling them that I'm the one cutting your hair.
Yeah, you know what? I'm sick of you sitting in this chair and telling me every weekend you can't get pussy at the bar. I ain't doing it. All right, no more. None of that. No more.
Yeah, it's not a party in the back.
I can't believe in 2022 there are people fucking mullet.
Well, in fairness, this one was in the 90s.
Right? So, it's a slap in the fucking face because I can't grow a head of hair. All right. It's a slap in the fucking face.
You're offended?
I mean, I have a good bald head, so it doesn't bug me that much. But if I could grow hair,
if you could grow hair, yeah, and how dare you? I don't have it.
But hold on. I have thought about getting a skull at one time. You know what that is?
Oh my, yeah, where you look like the guy from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Hold on. Go to Google. Go to Google. And type in strapping young lad.
Oh Lord.
Now, when I thought about getting a skullet.
Oh my God.
I had long ass hair.
That's a look. That's a look that says you might be a supervillain in a comic book.
Yeah. But he had the dumbest and most glorious haircut ever.
Is it a haircut?
Fucking stupid.
I think it's a balding lack of haircut.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, yeah, he like good news. He's given up the battle. So
I was gonna say I can see that but like, let me tell you what, man. You would
play shows with that haircut.
You were hanging on real long time there with. And again, when you're washing your hair, and I don't understand the point.
Right.
I mean, he's got some dreads going on at one point with it too. Look at you, just being super cool, man.
It's so fucking stupid. That's great.
Amazing.
But like, I just couldn't. If I went to Wish, every time I go to Wish again, I see a mullet, it just breaks my heart. Because somebody paid
money. Somebody did.
That's like when you go out and you see that guy with that fucking stupid barbed wire bullshit around his arm. Somebody paid to have that done. Somebody looked at you and said, "I'm going to give you $100 fucking to put that shit right here." And you say you're not. What are you going to do?
Are you sure?
No? Oh no! Don't pay me money. I don't blame them. But you know what?
But you blamed the hairdresser?
What?
But you blamed the hairdresser?
Hey, that tattoo artist, if you ask them their honest to God fucking opinion, they're going to tell you how fucking stupid that tattoo is.
Oh, no, yeah. They're not, yeah. They're not shy about it.
That's what I'm saying, though. They're not going to say no. Just like that hairdresser's not going to say no, but they're not going to like doing that bullshit.
They're not gonna be proud of it when it's done. Yeah.
It's not like they're going to take pictures and put it on Facebook and people
on their Instagram thing. Yeah. Their profile for their whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, what are you gonna take your IROC down to the theater and go see Footloose there, buddy?
I saw an old couple in an IROC Z the other day driving down the street in Brandon, South Dakota, and I was like, good for you, honey, because there was a lady driving the car and the dude was sitting in the passenger seat. It was like the weirdest thing I ever saw. It was just this like old couple in an IROC Z.
There's people that drive around in Fargo with like Model A's and shit. Like old fucking cars.
No, yeah, around here too. There's a lot of them. Like restored old cars. Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically driving around in just a fucking soda can. You know what I mean? If I could hit you, I could run at you and fucking.
It's kind of the same thing as motorcycles. You only ever see them in the summertime in the good weather.
Yeah.
That's the only time you see them.
Yeah, I know. But yeah,
Max, what's your other?
Basically, there's this guy. Okay, there was an oil boom in Williston, North Dakota, and it attracted a lot of out-of-state people because there was available work. You got paid good money. Yeah. I'm not blaming them for coming, but you.
Oh no, I remember the big boom.
With the good come the bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, anyways, this guy, he owned like this trucking company, and he, for some reason, one of his employees was going to quit and like start their own trucking company or whatever, like make their own money or whatever. Because to be honest, like back in the Bakken, like right when they hit oil,
yeah,
you could fucking set up a garage and you could have a multi-million-dollar company overnight.
Oh no, I remember when all that stuff happened. Like people were building up apartment buildings and McDonald's and restaurants. Yeah. I remember that.
You could have a business of running 4 to 6 trucks and you could be a millionaire overnight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was money. This is how fucked up it was. In Williston, Williston, North Dakota is not a fucking, let's do cartwheels down the street because we're going to Williston.
No, yeah. It's not.
Have you been to Jamestown?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's basically a Jamestown.
I think I've been through Williston. I think I've driven through Williston.
It's nothing to fucking cheer about, right?
No,
Lake Sakakawea is fucking cool to drive by. Mm-hmm. Like on your way to Williston, but Williston's a fucking dump.
It's just
It was a dump before the oil, and it's a dump now. You know what I mean? It's like it's always been a fucking dump. I was at Williston before the oil hit, so I've never been a great But it was a fucking dump back then. It was like a dumpier Jamestown, basically. But yeah, basically imagine that. It's like a shitty Jamestown that all of a sudden, boom, there's fucking millions of fucking barrels of oil under your feet.
Like I do. I remember that whenever I was going there. So what
so this kid.
Okay.
So this kid, he basically he was gonna quit and like do his own trucking thing, and I can't remember if he like knew some shady shit or like I would have to watch it again, but something went down where he was called into the office to like get his stuff. It was either to get his stuff or to meet with them before he like turned in his keys and shit.
Okay.
And he was basically murdered in the shop when he went in there to do that. And so
because he wanted to start out his own thing.
It has something to do with that, or he knew about some corruption. It was like something about that.
Yeah.
But like I mean, this guy, I don't know. It's just like a big con artist kind of situation. But he paid to have this guy murdered. He paid a hitman from like Washington State.
What the fuck? So
And
he
it involves
outsourced
that also, because his partner, his financial partner, lives in like Seattle, I think, or something like that.
So he's like telling his financial partner, "We need to off this guy. So get me some."
No. His financial partner is just his financial partner.
Oh, didn't know anything about this?
Not really. I mean, he knew that he basically told somebody in his family that if he ever winds up dead, he did it, basically. So
oh shit,
he basically knew that he could potentially get killed. But
okay,
he also paid a person to murder his business partner, his financial partner.
Oh, okay.
So this guy from Washington, I think, killed his financial partner in Washington. And then he also came to North Dakota and killed this kid in the shop.
Jeez,
and
okay.
I don't know, like the whole story, it's a fucked up story. You'll have to watch the episode.
Yeah, it sounds messed up.
Or did you watch that one? Okay, yeah, I'll just let you watch it. But it's a fucked up story along that. Like, he had like a hit list, I think, and his like girlfriend was on it, because it was basically people that just knew about shady shit.
So he was just offing people who knew too much.
So basically, basically
that seems like that'd be a lot of money if you're killing that many people.
Yeah.
Because that's like,
I mean, he did murder 2 people, or paid to murder, you know what I mean?
Yeah, shit. That's a lot of, but I guess, like you said, you got a lot of money coming in because of all that oil, because of that boom.
Yeah.
Shit. Contract killing. The oil field contract killings in North Dakota. Who would think it?
I don't know. Well, to be honest, though, the crime in Williston was a different fucking place after oil hit. It was a Wild West situation because it attracted.
Well, I remember they were trying so hard to build all the hotels and housing and all that stuff. And it's not like they had law enforcement to compensate for all the shit that was coming in.
But like, that's the thing. It wasn't even really that. It was mostly the man camps. And they would attract, with the man camps came gang members, came drugs, came stuff like that. Oh,
yeah, no, I'm sure.
So it kind of flipped the script of Williston. Williston was kind of a relatively boring town.
Yeah, like, not a lot there, but not
after the oil
crime boom, fucking ridden.
Williston was a dangerous place. Dangerous. It had gang members, it had drug dealers, it had prostitutes, it had everything. Like, Williston was basically like Las Vegas overnight.
And just all of a sudden, there it went. Shit, man.
Because the oil hit and money was presented. People knew there was people getting paid fucking probably $22 an hour back when you and I were getting 11.
I was gonna say, you know I mean? Yeah, 10. I was gonna say, shit.
But that happened. So you're getting, and also you're working 7 days straight.
Like, I was gonna say they worked like wicked crazy hours and got it's insane like overtime.
Week off. It's like a week on, week off.
I kind of remember some of that because I do remember or
it's like 2 weeks and then a week off. 2 weeks and a week off. Yeah, but like they would get paid. They would get paid a lot of money. It was enough to attract anyone and everyone. You know what I mean?
No, so, I mean, it was like,
it attract people. It attract people from
there was
all
money to be
walks
made.
Of life. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Williston was a different fucking place. Williston was a dangerous place. Like, for a while.
I mean, that's all kind of calmed down now, but it's kind of almost
I think so. Well, the oil's kind of the oil's kind of been and gone. It's
but it's now it's sort of like a weird ghost town. They've got all you know.
Yeah. But like there was a lot of like crime on women because there was nothing but men there to work.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was a lot of like that situation. There was also a lot of strip clubs that popped up around that time in Williston.
I imagine, yeah, you know, because all them working dudes had cash coming in.
Yeah, I don't blame them. Make money.
Yeah, for real.
But if somebody told me, like, I wouldn't go fucking live in Williston. Not at that time. No fucking way.
No.
Like, people think I'm some people think I'm crazy for living in Fargo. Fargo's not that crazy of a place. Like when you and I hear about a murder in Fargo, it doesn't happen where I live. You know
I mean, yeah,
it happens in North Fargo or it happens downtown. I don't live close to that. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
yeah, that's true. There's some places like
fucking place.
So I think it was earlier this summer. They had a shooting at Gilberto's restaurant in Sioux Falls. It was like the way it sounded was that they were kind of like, I don't know. It was like two families. There was like 40 people there, so it sounded like, you know, I don't know if it was some kind of event or something. But basically, some idiots started fighting with each other. Guns got pulled out. A couple people got shot and killed. And it's like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, there was a murder-suicide that happened, I think, earlier this year in Fargo.
In Fargo, there was one. Yeah. There's like I was looking up stuff before the podcast. There's a guy that just got caught by the cops and taken back to Yankton like 4 days ago, and he, allegedly shot his fucking girlfriend over the weekend and then took off to Nebraska.
Oh, like the one I'm thinking of. There was this guy that shot this girl. This girl was in a Mexican restaurant eating with her like baby or a kid or something like that.
Oh, I think I heard of that.
Yeah, and this guy shot her in the restaurant.
Shot her, and then
he ran. He fled in his vehicle, and then he killed himself in his car.
He knew her.
So that happened. I can't. I'm not going to say a name of the restaurant because I can't remember which one it is. But it was a Mexican restaurant in Fargo. It wouldn't be hard to find.
Well, but like,
it was one of the newer
ones. They knew each other though, right?
What? Like, yeah, I think it was something to do with like a
estranged boyfriend kind of situation.
Sort of, like even just kind of like a fuck friend. You know what I mean? Kind of something like that.
Yeah. But it was love triangle kind of bullshit.
Maybe, yeah, something like that. It had something to do with like dating or not dating or somebody pissed off. I don't know. But
listen, people, just because you don't get along with an ex, you don't have to go shoot him. You could be like Jonny and you could just keep fucking him now and then, even though you hate each other. Like, you don't have to be killing nobody.
It's true. I was telling this one chick. Well, I'm not gonna say names. There's one chick that I know. We talk about our lives, you know what I mean, sometimes. And I was
Your
telling
Tinder
her
lives?
Sort of, yeah. Well, not really. I don't know if hers is a Tinder life. I just tell her about mine. But there was that African chick. Now, okay, if you're an OG, like if you're a G, you got to have a cape.
A cape?
A cape.
Okay.
All right. You got to have a cape. I'm like, this is how fucking weird I am. I had a cape with this African chick, right? A cape in the bed. And I would come out with nothing but the cape, like doing this shit, right?
This was like a role play thing that you did?
Not really. No, it's just I did it just to get a laugh, more or less. And I was telling this chick, like this girl I worked with, or whatever, I was telling this, and I would walk out and in a Transylvanian accent, I would say this. I would say this. I want to suck your butt. So.
Yeah, you know.
It was a good time. What are you gonna do? Don't fucking.
Jonny the man whore vampire. I love it.
You do shit like that, you know. Fucking make it work. We didn't get. You know what?
And that's why she keeps calling you to come back.
Hey, as long as she doesn't ask me to do like racist role play, whatever, game on.
Amen. I'm about it. Do the things that make you happy.
There was a girl one time. There was a girl. It was the African girl actually. But the night that I met her, she wanted me to. She wanted me to spank her and like super hard. Like
that's weird.
Fucking, and I'm saying like repeatedly.
And listen, everybody has their own flavors they like.
Yeah.
Whatever is fine.
All I have to say is, who was I to let her down? You know what I'm saying? I did it. Why not?
She was asking.
I'm not gonna lie to you. But to be honest, if somebody heard it in the next apartment, it would probably sound like I'm beating her. You know what I mean? Because it was just a swat.
And all of a sudden the cops are knocking on the door and you're like, no, really, she asked me to, for real.
Oh, could you imagine? That happened to like one of my buddies in Bismarck.
Mm-hmm.
When he lived in Bismarck, he had a friend that happened to. He was having sex with his girlfriend and they busted in his bar because it sounded like she was getting attacked.
Oh my God. And how embarrassing is that? Like, no, we're all consensual adults having a good time. Thanks for checking up. I mean, on the one hand, you appreciate that the cops are checking up and making sure, but on the other hand, like buzzkill.
But I mean, I ain't gonna sit here and say I didn't spank her. I spanked her.
But like being interrupted like that is kind of like, well, that's kind of a mood killer.
Yeah. True that.
But thank you for the police checking for the well-beings. Yes, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's kind of the thing about having an apartment versus a house. Yeah. You might get interrupted when you're having raucous sex, but at least if somebody's someone will call the cops.
But like, I don't know. Like I said, that African chick, I hung out in all 3 locations. It's like, I fucking hate your guts. She's like, I hate your guts. Oh, by the way, I'm
this is where I live.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, can't get enough. It's like that Depeche Mode song, just can't get enough.
Just can't get enough.
Just can't get enough.
Hey, good for you. That's all I'm saying.
But to be honest, I have cut her off recently, so that's that's been and gone.
You can only be hated on so much in life.
Nah, it wasn't that.
Oh, here's this other one. Sorry, I was checking up on my.
No, you're fine. Go for it.
ADD. Here we go. Back into the murder times. So the other one I had was the Mathis family murders.
The which one?
In South Dakota. So it's called this was in 1981 near Mount Vernon.
Yeah.
This
Mount Vernon? That's in South Dakota?
Yeah, it's like south of Sioux Falls.
Did we go to Mount Vernon?
No, Mount Vernon. There's a college at Mount Vernon. It's like, I think, is it like Sioux Falls, Vermilion, Mount Vernon? I can't remember. It's in the southerly area.
Okay.
I should know the geography of my own fucking state better, but who cares? That's what gypsies are for.
I don't know this side of the state very well. I know my fucking south.
I know. I was gonna say, like, I know my fucking where I grew up, but I don't necessarily know around here as well. Like, I've only lived here for 3 years now, so it's
like my knowledge of North Dakota basically is the river over to Fargo, the river towards fucking Montana.
You got nothing.
Never been there.
I know. But yeah, so this was Mount Vernon. So this 30-year-old woman, LaDonna Mathis, 4-year-old and 2-year-old sons are both found shot dead, all 3 of them shot in the head in their farm home near Mount Vernon in 1981. The husband was originally suspected and put on trial, but he was acquitted. And he was found innocent. Like, he wasn't the one who did it. It's a cold case. There's a book out recently on it. It's like, what is it? Horror in the Heartland or something like that about the Mathis murders. So it's like a super old, not super old. It's a cold case. And like, I guess this guy caught a lot of flack. Like, people always assumed it was him or whatever, but they had a third son that is like an adult now, and he's like, well, why, if he was gonna kill all of everybody, why did he keep me and raise me then after all of the, so they still have no idea who did it. It's just a cold case from the 80s. But tragical. Lady and kid shot in the head, and then I don't know.
That's weird. That's weird.
Yeah, and like
it's
the
so
husband.
Fucking... Oh, go ahead.
You know? No, I mean it does make why would the husband just keep one son if he was the one who did it? Like, that's messed up. So yeah, so it's interesting to me because again, just the nature of it being such a small town area, and I know it was the 80s, and I know it's not like we have like super sophisticated police work, but
it's crazy to think that fucking Wishick has a cold case out of Wishick.
I know, like
the most fucking boring town in America.
That's what I'm saying. Like how there's not rumor mill stuff. There's not because that's the thing I think too. Like as fucking snoopy and nosy as everybody is in a small town, I just can't imagine that people aren't up in your fucking business enough that they would catch the things that would happen.
Huh? You know? I told my parents last time I was there. I told my parents I was like, if I lived in this town, this come and go shit in and out of my house. Do you think this would ever happen? My doors would be fucking locked. You know what I mean?
Well, Dad used to have the doors locked all the time because he was cautious. But yeah, I know. Like,
fuck that. I would lock my doors all the time.
Everybody gets to go in and out of Grandma Cindy's house.
Fuck that.
No, I'm with you.
I just told her, I was like, if I lived there, that shit would not happen.
Let me tell you, I do not do the pop-in thing. Don't just drop by my house without calling me. Don't do that shit.
That's what I'm saying. Don't just walk in and knock as you're fucking walking in.
I'm not about that. You got to be a different kind of person to be okay with that.
Right?
Bless your.
But it's but that happened all the time when I was a kid at my dad's house.
Oh shit! We used
people to just walk in. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
We used to go to my friend Nicole's house when she wasn't home and jump on her trampoline in the backyard all the time.
Yeah. But did you ever walk in her house and scream hello?
I don't know. We just went on a trampoline. I think
that blows my fucking mind. Like now, thank God nowadays we have cell phones so we can text each other.
Oh no, yeah, for real.
Like, hey, can I just walk in?
Sure. Yeah.
But back in the day when people didn't have cell phones, people would just walk into your house.
Do you know? Speaking of that, remember I told you about Kitty O'Neill, the stunt woman who lived in Eureka? She used to just come over and walk into my parents' house. She would do that. Yeah. My mom keeps the doors locked now. And I mean,
I told
Kitty's not there anymore. R.I.P. Kitty, but
yeah, I told my mother that I was like, I would keep my doors locked all the time because why wouldn't you?
Well, because I don't want people walking into my house unannounced, especially if I'm not home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not about that.
You know what? If I don't want to answer it, maybe I'm not gonna.
And that's fair, because don't you gotta warn me that you're coming over, and if I don't respond, maybe you don't be coming over.
Right. I love my mother, but unless she's got a tray with some tinfoil on it, you know what I'm saying?
Unless you're bringing food, don't just walk up into my house.
I might just, lock that door.
Yeah, for real. No, I get it, man. For real, I get it. But that was my last murder. Okay, but listen, you gotta tell us about the RJR murders because that's the biggest one.
Oh, which one?
Yeah. We gotta end on that one. I think I'm gonna have 2 hours worth of stuff to be editing. That's cool.
I know. Sorry, probably went home. But
that's cool.
What was it?
So I remember.
Chad Isaac? Was that
Chad Isaac?
Yeah. I don't remember. That's the thing. I haven't seen that episode in a while. I know small details. He lived in. He was
a fucking chiropractor.
Yep, he was a chiropractor in a town north of Bismarck. Watford City, maybe? Watford City?
He lived in a property.
Yep, he lived in a trailer park.
Owned by this RJR properties, whatever.
Basically, they didn't really have a motive right away. They just had this guy. This guy basically just followed in one employee.
Yeah, and they've got the security camera footage of
you can see him walking around shit.
Yeah, I mean, he's wearing like
he attacked the first employees he attacked.
Yeah.
And then he waited for another 1 or 2 employees or something like that.
A total of 4 of them died that he killed.
And then he waited for them in there. And then after that, he walked out. He was wearing all blaze orange. Now, blaze orange is worn by hunters, if you're not familiar with blaze orange. But like from head to fucking toe with a ski mask and everything.
Yeah. Which I think, like, to me was like so weird. Like, why would you wear clothes that are bright like that? Well, because this was like 5 o'clock in the morning. This was like super early in the morning when these people were going to open the office or whatever.
Yeah. But to be honest, if I was living in North Dakota and like where that is in Bismarck, if I was living there and I was driving to work and I saw a guy walking down the street in all blaze orange, I probably wouldn't question it. Just because. I
mean, in fairness, that is true.
People hunt. And some
people on that gear and they wear it just in the winter. Yeah, so they just
fucking wear it like a winter coat. I get it.
No, that's fair. That's
blaze orange. I'd probably like, look at this fucking.
No, yeah, for real. Like, look at this asshole. But no, that's true. They spend money on that gear, so they wear it.
Yeah.
But so he goes in. So yeah, like
I wouldn't think he just murdered 4 people. Yeah, I mean, I just think.
I mean, and he like what? He stabbed and shot all of them, right? What? Like they were all like, no, were they all? They were all stabbed and shot.
They were all stabbed. Some of them were shot.
A couple of them were shot.
Yeah, but one guy was just stabbed. But then he left. He left with his blaze orange, and then on the way to his, he took somebody's vehicle that pulled in. He stole somebody's vehicle.
Yeah, he took because he parked his vehicle at a McDonald's.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And then he took that vehicle to his vehicle.
Yeah.
And he changed. Or I think he dropped that vehicle off somewhere around where his vehicle was, and then
then walked to the McDonald's where he parked his car.
Yep. And then he changed into like all black. So ski mask, all that shit, all black. Basically the same thing in black. Now, again, probably wouldn't question it. Just think a guy's going to get a pack of cigarettes in the winter or something. Fuck it.
Yeah.
But
no, because wasn't that a thing that somebody that was why, or am I thinking of a different case?
What's up?
I might be thinking of a different case where someone saw him and reported him as strange because it was too warm out. It was too warm out for someone to be wearing all that gear and a face mask.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It was fucking. Yeah, it wasn't winter.
Yeah, it was the summertime, so it was like weird.
Well, it was like summer, but I don't know. Like he was wearing beanies and shit when he's arrested, so it might have been like right at the transition.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But
I know that
he was wearing like winter shit, and it wasn't. It was probably like 70 degrees.
The reason though that I kind of thought was funny. So like the reason on the footage, because because I remember they had footage that a week before that he did the walk, like he parked his car at McDonald's and did the walk. Like they see him on CCTV or camera footage, whatever, practicing the walkover first. Yeah,
I think seeing how much time it took or something.
Yeah, but the reason that someone recognized his fucking truck from the footage of the McDonald's and found out who he was because it was a fucking patient of his who had seen his truck before. Because he went to him as a chiropractor. Yeah.
And there was like a distinct damage on it.
Yeah. He had some kind of, like like you could see it in the front tire. There was like something was fucked up there and rusted really bad where there was like, it was like specific identifiable damage to the vehicle, like that made it identifiable.
Yeah.
Which also is stupid. Basically. You practice your walk a week earlier, but you don't think that maybe like you shouldn't be driving your very recognizable car.
Yeah.
Like,
but yeah, basically he got caught, like his whole walk got caught on like just security cameras.
Oh yeah, like you see all of what he was, and like there's a security camera. There's security cameras inside the building too. Like I know they showed him like walking in the YouTube videos, but I do kind of they don't say it, but I would assume there's probably got to be security camera footage of him actually stabbing them.
That was a huge fucking crime. Like
I remember
it was like running on court TV all fucking day.
Well,
it
yeah,
was,
I remember
nationally
that whole thing.
Broadcasted. It was a big fucking deal.
Well, because it was like, what the fuck? This, even though it's Bismarck, it's like we don't have this kind of crime. It was
basically murder without a motive.
And that's the thing that's so weird is like
people really still don't know.
He didn't, weird. Which is interesting to me. Like it kind of makes me like, do I want to start writing him letters in prison so I can try to get him to tell me why he did it? Like, or does he maintain that he didn't do it? Like, because he never pled guilty. He was convicted.
Yeah.
So
that would be wild.
But you know what I mean?
Let's see if we can get let's see if we can get some like serial killers to phone us.
Like, what is the deal? Why did you do it? Because that's 4 people, and that's a lot of fucking rage, and then you planned it out, like.
Yeah, but he's not gonna say anything. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to. What's done?
But that's the weird thing too. Like normally, if it was some kind of like, it's not like a serial killer situation like that one guy who was bragging about it because he's a dickhead. Yeah. Like he did plan it out. It's first-degree murder. He planned it, but it's like, but why? These are 4 people that you don't know personally that just work for the place that you rent from. Like, are you just that pissed off about renting? Like, that's what I can't understand. It's like there was not, they couldn't come up with a particular reason why.
Well, that's the thing. It's like
why these people? Why these people?
They still really don't know. Like they have somewhat of a motive, but they don't have a full motive.
Yeah, I mean, there was something about like his rent,
but that doesn't mean they still don't really.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, does he maintain that he didn't do it? Like, has he ever admitted that he did it? Because
I can't remember.
Because he didn't testify and he didn't speak at all for himself.
No. He was convicted. He was convicted by a jury.
No, I know, but like he never testified himself or like gave any kind of.
I don't think so.
Like he never gave any kind of confession or anything.
No, I don't think so. Like I'm pretty sure he. I don't know if he.
I mean, in fairness,
I don't think he pled guilty, but I don't know how in it. Like he probably pled innocent, but yeah.
But like he's not since come clean to any degree and said it.
He was already convicted. He doesn't give a shit at this point. I'm sure.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but why did you do it then?
Like, probably. I mean, to be honest, his lawyers probably told him not to say anything.
But then why are you still not saying anything?
I don't think he would say.
Maybe this is like I need to like start corresponding him with letters, and we could write a book. Jonny Haleigh, Day of Fun. We find out the things about the murder. Like we could do our own investigation and write a book because that's just so crazy to me. Like you don't necessarily have a reason. Like, were you going to turn into a serial killer? Are you a serial killer? Have you killed other people that we don't know about? You were a fucking chiropractor. And
I don't think
what the hell? And he had appointments later in that day. And was like apparently acting normal at the appointments.
Yeah. But like, to be honest, I doubt he's ever done it before, but like, it was probably just, he thought he could get away with it. And he obviously planned it out to think he could get away with it.
Well, yeah, that's true. But once you've been convicted, if you're not actively fighting your conviction, why are you not saying why you did it?
Well, he could always like, he could always try to fight it.
I kind of want to try to like, how do I get an email to him or a letter to him? Talk to me and Jonny so we can.
Well, he would be. he might be in prison in Burleigh County.
We gotta find this out.
I don't know if Burleigh
we gotta
County
do some investigative journalism, and we gotta.
Yeah, I think if he's in the highest prison in North Dakota, he's in Burleigh.
We gotta check
Bismarck.
It out.
He's in Burleigh County.
We gotta check it out.
Bismarck. But if you want to write him, go for it. I'm telling you, I mean, he's not going to say anything. I doubt I'm sure he's got a clause from his lawyers where he says, don't say anything.
Man, that's interesting, though.
Just in case he tries to fight it. He has no reason to say anything more about it. He's already convicted. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess, but kind of the same idea, though. Like, there's not a cellmate that he's talking to. There's not,
but if he wants to maintain his innocence, like you said.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I got to research more about it because it's just so fucked up.
You'll have to. I'm gonna have to watch that episode again just to see how his trial went, because I don't know if he
because the cops came to his house based on his car and searched his house, and they
found a knife.
They found a knife in the washing machine with some clothes and stuff. There was a strong smell of bleach. Wasn't
there bullets in the freezer?
Yeah, they found the ammo and stuff that matched or whatever.
Oh no, in the microwave.
Oh yeah, in the microwave. That's
he was in the microwave or the freezer.
See, but this again, is he just an insane person who puts bullets in the microwave for storage? Is he out of his goddamn mind? You're going to hide him in the microwave? I mean, I guess I'm not planning to murder anybody. So my thought that if I had something like that in the microwave, I'd fuck up and try to run the microwave.
I think, no. I'm sure he put him in the microwave thinking that they're not going to look at the microwave. You know what I mean?
I suppose, yeah.
Just to kind of hide him out of sight. Because they're like, why would you put bullets in the microwave? Other than trying to hide them.
And then but also not really thinking it through. If they do look in there, what is your valid explanation for storing those in the microwave?
Well, you don't have
how do you
just got caught?
That's what I'm saying. That's not really thinking it through all that much. He planned it a week ahead, but he didn't think enough that his car was easily recognizable.
It's showing that you're actively trying to make it so you're not.
But it also seems like you're not thinking very clearly. Is he just stupid?
I don't think he's like I said. I don't think he's. There's no way he's done this before. You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. If that's not what it is,
I have no idea.
Then why?
I don't know. He's never said his motive. I have no idea. You will probably never know, because he'll spend the rest of his life in prison and he has no reason to tell you. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's like.
But I just think to myself, if you did do something like that, don't you eventually want to I don't know.
But he'll try to fucking. He'll try to overthrow. He'll try to overturn it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know. I should look and research it.
I can't remember if he tried to maintain his innocence, but I'm pretty sure he did.
It's just because I just remember that was such a fucked up, you don't have a quadruple homicide.
Oh yeah, my mom and my sister followed the whole thing.
Oh, I know. It was.
I didn't know a lot about it. I just watched
at the time.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
I mean, just fucking insane.
Yeah,
I'm still curious about it though. I want to know. So, if anyone else has any ideas, maybe if you if you have any motive because you lived in the area or you knew the rumor mill, if you know something we don't know, email us, JonnyHaleighDof@gmail.com.
Yeah. Well, like you said, there was something about they managed a property and then that he lived on or something like that.
That's enough to just go kill 4 people that you don't know.
I think there was something deeper with it. I think it was retaliation for something.
But still,
I don't know. There's weirdos out there.
It's hard to get into the mind of the why. It's tough. It's tough to understand.
Like I said, he hasn't said his motives, so obviously he doesn't. He probably had none. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's just.
I don't think he had a motive. It's just. I think he.
That makes it worse, though.
I think it was an impulse. I think it was impulse for him. I think he heard.
I'm going to plan a murder.
He heard something shitty, and then he decided, I'm going to go, because he knew when they were going to come in. So I think it was impulsive.
But that's like he knew when they were gonna But no, they did say something about how like it was kind of common knowledge that those 4 people would
they come in and drink.
They were like the coffee group or whatever. They would go in early, so it was kind of
so he knew that.
But that is interesting. Yeah, so if he knew that, then he had to have kind of known them or known of them. I don't know. It just doesn't make.
But he didn't work there, and that's why I'm saying it's like.
So there's just no sense to it.
But I think they said that. I don't know if they said this, but I have a theory that I think somebody told him something shitty about RJR, and then he decided to do this or whatever. Decided to do this because I can't remember. I thought it was retaliatory somehow, but I think somebody must have gave him
rumors that they were trying to.
Well, I think somebody must have gave him the scoop. You know what I mean? Because how would he know when they're gonna go drink coffee? Or was he a nice employee or something?
No, he wasn't.
Remember. Yeah,
he just he'd rented properties from them.
Yeah, so it's
no, it just doesn't make it. There just wasn't. I just don't understand how has there not been more sort of an evaluation of his mental stability. If you know what I'm saying, if you don't have a strong enough motive for why they did that, what
I just don't think a motive matters anymore.
But you don't go try to see if there may be some variety of insane.
Well, I'm sure they've tried. I'm sure they try all the time. I'm sure they still try. I'm sure I'm sure people even write them. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure they do. Trying to get an answer. I'm sure there's
people that try to. I'm sure there's people that try to get why he did it all the time. But unless he's said it already, I don't know if he ever really will.
I just don't understand that.
Because even in this trial, he didn't say a fucking word.
No, that's what I'm saying. He never testified for himself. He never, he never said anything.
When he was speaking, his lawyer was speaking for him.
Yeah.
He didn't say a fucking word. That's why I'm saying good luck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't as far as
shit. I just looked this up. He killed himself in prison in August of this year.
Chad Isaac?
Well, shit, I can't even write him. He's dead. We're gonna have to get out the motherfucking Ouija board.
Chad Isaac did?
Yeah. It said.
Where did he kill himself? What prison?
In prison. Hold on. I was just looking it up just now. State penitentiary in Bismarck at 5:45 p.m. regarding a resident who caused self-harm. And was pronounced dead at 6:24 when he got to the hospital.
Yep, that's Burley. Burley County. That's the biggest penitentiary in North Dakota.
So oh my god, he didn't testify.
When we used to go to Bismarck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we used to go to Bismarck, you would get off the interstate.
Oh yeah.
And remember we would drive, and then that curved road. You could see it right on the right. So, it's a big fucking place.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Man.
That's all I have as far as murder stuff.
No, but now I can't even write him, it turns out, because he's dead.
I guess you could. It would just get returned.
Yeah. Sorry, he's dead.
Yeah.
So this was August 5th of this year is when this story came out. I'm trying to see.
Oh, crazy.
August 5th. Wow. Okay, well, but then now again, though, is the question. Did he kill himself because he did it, or did he kill himself because he didn't do it and he couldn't hang being in prison anymore?
Well, I don't know.
Did he leave anything?
Probably just didn't want to be in prison for the rest of his life, so he killed himself.
Fucking A, man. What do we... So that was 2019 was when he was...
Convicted,
yeah. April of 2019. And that was August of this year, August 5th. Fuck, man. Well, we'll never know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Fucking messed up. Well, on that happy ass fucking note.
Right.
Like, thanks everyone for listening to our rambleness and the murderness, and we hope that there was something in there for you to enjoy. And check us out, Jonny Haleigh DOF, on the TikToks and the Instagrams. Go to our Patreon and donate so that we can create more content and all that stuff. And yeah, thanks for listening. I've been Haleigh.
And I've been Jonny.
And this has been Jonny Haleigh Day of Fun.
Love
it.
Later.
Peace.